Good evening. Indonesia's Sumatra island is reeling from one of the most significant hydrometeorological disasters in recent history. A massive surge of flash floods and landslides triggered by extreme weather has decimated large swathes of the provinces of North Sumatra, West Sumatra, and Aceh. A vast, coordinated emergency response is now underway as authorities grapple with a catastrophe of this scale. The crisis began in late November, fueled by intense, continuous rainfall exacerbated by extraordinary atmospheric dynamics, including the formation of Tropical Cyclone Senyar in the Malacca Strait. Rainfall totals in some areas of North Sumatra exceeded 300 millimeters during the peak of the event, overwhelming the natural and man-made infrastructure. The impact has been catastrophic. According to the latest figures from Indonesia's National Disaster Mitigation Agency, or BNPB, the confirmed death toll across the three provinces has surpassed 800 people, with hundreds more still officially reported as missing. The hardest-hit province in terms of fatalities is North Sumatra, with nearly 300 confirmed deaths. The disaster has concentrated its worst destruction in districts such as Central Tapanuli, South Tapanuli, Sibolga, and North Tapanuli. Emergency data indicates that over 500,000 people, around 538,000 residents, have been directly affected or displaced in North Sumatra alone. The sheer physical destruction is staggering. Over 10,000 homes have been damaged or destroyed across the affected regions. Vital public facilities, including hundreds of schools, houses of worship, and government buildings, lie in ruins. Crucially, almost 300 bridges have been swept away or severely damaged, isolating remote communities and severely hampering search, rescue, and relief efforts. The governors of North Sumatra, West Sumatra, and Aceh have jointly declared a 14-day disaster emergency response period, a measure that mobilizes national resources for the massive undertaking ahead. The current priority for joint military, police, and National Search and Rescue Agency, or BASANAS, teams is twofold: locating the hundreds of missing persons and reopening critical access routes. The search operation is complex and dangerous, with teams using heavy equipment, drones, and specialized personnel to navigate the deep mud, debris, and raging rivers. The destruction of bridges and roads has made ground access impossible to numerous isolated areas. Military and BNPB helicopters are continuously deployed to conduct airdrops of essential supplies, including food, medicine, and hygiene kits, to these cut-off communities. In addition, the government has rushed emergency communication systems, such as Starlink, to restore connectivity in areas where communication lines have been destroyed. The central government is working to ensure the immediate needs of the displaced populations are met. A command post and emergency tents have been set up in critical points like North Tapanuli to coordinate the distribution of aid, which includes thousands of tons of rice and cooking oil, as well as temporary shelter materials. The Ministry of Public Works and Housing is also preparing the construction of hundreds of simple, healthy, instant houses to provide rapid shelter for those who have lost their homes. However, the ongoing logistics crisis, compounded by the sheer volume of debris and logs blocking river channels and roads, continues to pose the greatest challenge to the emergency teams on the ground. Beyond the immediate tragedy, the disaster has sharply brought into focus the underlying ecological vulnerabilities of the region. Experts from Indonesia's major universities have characterized the late November flash floods as a worsening trend in hydrometeorological disasters, driven not solely by the extreme rainfall, but by long-standing ecological degradation. Hydrological researchers point specifically to the weakened natural defenses in the upper watershed areas of Sumatra. Extensive deforestation, often linked to illegal logging and mining activities, has stripped the land of its ability to absorb and regulate high volumes of water. This loss of natural capacity transforms extreme rain into devastating flash floods, where large volumes of water, carrying massive amounts of mud, sand, and timber debris, overwhelm river systems. Images and footage of giant logs swept into communities and jamming vital infrastructure have circulated widely, prompting the government to take significant action. The Ministry of Environment and Forestry is now leading an investigation to determine the origin of the timber, confirming that they are probing potential links to illegal logging and permit fraud schemes. Furthermore, the Minister of Energy and Mineral Resources has announced a comprehensive review of all mining business permits in the affected provinces, with a commitment to revoking the licenses of any company found to have violated regulations or contributed to the environmental catastrophe. The government has stressed that this tragedy must serve as a turning point towards a new balance, where community safety and natural preservation are secured together. As the search for the missing continues and the massive cleanup operation begins, the full economic and human cost of this disaster is still being tallied. The floods in Sumatra stand as a stark, powerful reminder of the increasing severity of climate change and the critical need for effective, sustainable ecological governance.
Banjir Bandang Jembatan Kambang berhasil dievakuasi bersama tim gabungan TNI, Polri, Damkar, Basarnas, PMI, BPBD. Alhamdulillah ya Allah, sehat selalu buat tim gabungan.
The road to recovery for North Sumatra and its neighbors will be long and arduous. For now, the focus remains squarely on the vital emergency response, searching for those still missing, delivering aid, and beginning the hard work of clearing the debris of one of Indonesia's gravest recent disasters. This has been the latest update on the North Sumatra flash flood crisis. Thank you for watching and see you again.